Mallory brings her furry father to FTFE. Daniel Pratt goes for the Guinness Book of World Records when it comes to channel deletions. And an update on the Shawn Hufford situation. Those stories and more today as the plot thickens. Today's show is brought to you by channel members and patrons alike. To contribute to this show, hit that join button or head over to www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number one, not the loneliest number you can ever do. Rack focus. Good afternoon, everyone. Johnny O from the Plot Hole here. Let's check in on the pulse of the community. Today's first story focuses on Daniel Pratt. Yay. Daniel Pratt seems to have a penchant for getting his YouTube channels deleted. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Pratt needing some sort of attention or validation or some sort of way to turn himself into the victim. Or maybe have him believe he's more important than he really is. He is about as important as a giant... Sorry, wrong show. Now, Pratt will prattle on about how YouTube is censoring him because he is trying to spread the truth of Flat Earth, and YouTube is doing everything in its power to, subvert the truth and keep the truth hidden. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's told people to go self-harm. Nothing. Nothing at all. Pratt, you're insignificant. The only reason why I decided to cover this story is because I needed an easy piece of fluff to start the show. And you're easily triggered. Wait, what's this? We have breaking news from special correspondent Irish Demon? Let's go live now to Irish Demon on location. Irish, what have you got?
No matter how many of my videos you get removed by your mommy YouTube, it's never gonna remove the truth.
Hold up. First of all, who are you?
Danny boy. Compulsive lying science denier.
Okay, just wait right there, Danny boy. I'm gonna take a couple of notes and I'm gonna interview you, so just hold on. Let me set up the camera here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Irish Demon here reporting on behalf of The Plot Hole. And today we are joined by... Introduce yourself, please. No. So just say your name, please. Not a creepy laugh.
How does that make you feel, pumpkin?
It kind of makes me feel like maybe you should just tell us your name so we can get on with the interview. Now, please introduce yourself.
Danny boy.
Okay, finally, thank you. All right, so for the subscribers, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
You're fucking trash. All your subscribers are trash.
Okay, just let's not go there. All right, so I'm just going to quote you on something, and I want you to tell us a little bit about this situation. So you said, and I quote, "Sometimes I hear my water heater talking to me when I come home." Can you tell us what did you hear your water heater say?
Poor little snowflake. Does the truth hurt? Does it hurt you right in your little vagina, Danny boy?
And I guess the, obvious follow-up question to that is, did the truth hurt you there? I'm not really sure. Anyway, so when your wife left, she made a comment with respect to some things that she had to say about you. Can you remind us, I don't have it written down here, can you remind us what it is that she called you?
Compulsive lying, science denying, f***ing moron.
I mean, I feel like she didn't need to tell you that. I feel like you knew that already. What did she have to say about that?
And you're too f***ing stupid to know it.
And now I have another Daniel Pratt quote.
A shit stain. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. It's not very hard to do. It's nothing really. And now, looking back to the court transcript, your wife said that you had what can only be described, and I quote, as a horrifying growth on your shoulders. think that might be your head. What did she have to say about that?
Get it removed, sweet pea.
Well, that's kind of dark. Danny boy, do you have anything to say before we go? All right then, so just a creepy laugh to sign off. Gotcha. Anyway, lads and lassies. Could you not interrupt with your creepy laugh when I'm trying to close off? Lads and lassies, back to the studio.
Danny boy.
No. You, Danny boy. Me, Irish demon. Your daddy.
It seems we've lost Irish Demon. We'll have to come back to that one later. What's the over-under on how long it takes Pratt to violate the YouTube terms of service and get another channel deleted? Let me know your guess down in the comment section below.
I can tell this is gonna be a fun stream.
What harsh truths do you prefer to ignore?
The harsh reality is we're only here for a very short time.
Why do we dream?
The reason why we dream is because our brain never fully shuts off. Like when you say I see something, most people don't completely understand what it means to see something.
What is Scientology?
I see it as a number of different things depending on how you decide or want to look at it. It is not a validated, credible religion.
Can we talk about being selfish in Scientology and what they mean and how it relates to the first dynamic?
Yeah, absolutely. Selfishness in Scientology would be framed as or talked about as being 1D oriented.
The identity of furry feet flat earther Mallory has been confirmed. She doesn't share the child-sized body that Team Skeptic occupies. Having solved that mystery, FTFE invited her and her furry father onto his show for a debate of sorts. What could go wrong here?
I promise people, he's real.
Hello?
Hello, there we go, Mr. Bowser. Thank you. Welcome to the show. You should be proud of your daughter, the only flat earther in the world to ever beat me in debate. Now you yourself are a flat earther. You are yourself a flat earther as well, yes?
Obviously, I'm a smart man.
Why don't you explain your position and why you think the Earth is flat to us?
Science is done through simple observation. And I've conducted many experiments, every one resulting in the Earth being flat. He used a laser, he shot it over water, and it was flat.
Lasers bend.
Oh, no they don't.
Yeah, what's going on here? What's that laser doing, Mr. Bowser?
Hold on a second, you said laser, not laser beam.
My point.
Okay, so are you done? But then that could be saying like I was saying before, like I was saying before, when you let's take the globe, and they put an answer, right? They set it up that when you guys do the math, it will equal to that, but it doesn't mean that it is that.
No, there's nothing set up there. They literally measured and did the maths.
You guys joke that like I have like some kind of furry foot fetish, but you guys have like this number fetish that you guys are like so obsessed with.
Yeah, your daughter has a furry foot fetish.
No word yet on how Craig is recovering from this encounter. Several members of the community have asked that we deal with Mallory on a less than heavy-handed approach, seeing as how Mallory is young and still malleable to come to the truth, come to her senses. Though I don't see how well that's going to work. She purports herself to be 37 years old, but anybody who's ever dealt with Mallory or listened to Mallory knows that that's not true. I'm also not sure as how well that will work, seeing as how her father is deep into his Poe act. Yes, I believe they're both Poes. Craig, I thought you had higher standards than to have Mallory and whatever the hell it was with Mallory on your show. But, you know, every now and again we have to go slumming. Enjoying the show? Hit that like button and share this video with all your friends. If this is your first time here on the show, please do me a favor and consider hitting that subscribe button. Tickle that bell for bell notifications, that way you get notified every single time I put out a video. It'd be awesome if you did. We have a lot of fun here. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so at several different ways. You become a channel member. You can go to www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number 1, not the loneliest number you could ever do. Or we have some merchandise. You can directly donate via PayPal. Of course, all that stuff is assuming that you have the ability or able to, or even want to. If you don't, this is a free channel. I have no problem with you hanging out with me on a regular basis. I enjoy you, and I hope you enjoy me. That being said, let's get back to the show. Those in the debunker community often face scrutiny as to why they would concern themselves with people who are so willing to deny reality. Some would defend that plight as a means to deter those who teeter on the border of science denialism, thus saving them from a lifetime of ridicule. Others would suggest that the interlocutors could be saved. And if you're YouTube content creator Conspiracy Cats, you would claim the latter. No, not the latter, the latter. Ranty Flat Earth has been a long-time science denialist, making up several claims that have been thoroughly debunked by Conspiracy Cat, Simon Dan, Team Skeptic, Fight the Flat Earth, etc., etc., etc. Pretty much anybody who can read a science book has been able to accurately and thoroughly debunk Ranty Flat Earth. Now, in Ranty's defense, I will say that he's been one of the more honest flat earthers, as he's been willing to scrutinize even the evidence that Flat Earth has presented him. And I say evidence very loosely there. Enter in Conspiracy Cats. Conspiracy Cats took it upon himself to demonstrate and show Ranty Flat Earth on the regular how his ideas and science denialism were just that, science denialism. With the help of many of the other creators in the community, Conspiracy Cats was able to help Ranty put the pieces together and come back to reality.
You know, because I don't want to speak for you, and it's not going to be an easy thing for you to say what. But I'm going to ask, because people in the chat are going to know, based on what you've just said, what is your final conclusion? Could you sum it in like 2 or 3 words?
I think after.
Or can you not?
Well, the past 2 months have been basically going through this image and trying to come to terms with what's the reasons for why I see flat in my location, and why does this image show drop looking over my location. So there's definitely a conflict there. And, you know, I've been discussing it with you. We've been finding things out, and we might have a different explanation. We may have a different explanation for what's going on. That could be incorporated inside of the globe model, but give validation not just to the work I've done, but why other people see further too. But based upon all of this new evidence, and that's what we're all looking for, is new evidence. I've been asking for it for a while, for proof of the globe, proof of drop, especially in my location. And thanks to Bev, and thanks to the gentleman that took this original image, I've got to say, I'm now back on the globe side.
That's right. Ranty Flat Earth has stopped his denialism and stepped back into the realm of reality. Welcome back, Ranty. It's going to take a while to get all those cobwebs off of you.
In a world full of sin and evil, one man stands tall in the wake of terrible acting and shitty special effects. A righteous man tasked with saving the world from one bad show at a time. Bible Man. Wait, Bible Man? No. Prime Red Reviews. Bible Man. Coming to a YouTube channel near you.
Finally, I want to take another look at the Shawn Hufford situation. And I must admit that going through all the evidence is going to take a little bit more time than I've had since the last video or the live stream. I've had a few people reach out to me and provide me with several pages of evidence, of documents, of just all kinds of different things they've procured through their own individual investigations. And sifting through all that evidence is going to take me a little bit more time. In the meantime, I'd like to comment on a few of the accusations that have been thrown around this community. First, I want to address the fraud accusations. Now, as defined in legal terms, fraud requires a sort of premeditation in order for the action to be considered legal fraud, or fraud in a legal term. That being said, I don't see any evidence of premeditation in what Shawn Hufford did. Now, the timeline of Hufford's claims have been called into question, with some questioning how much time he actually had at the end of his lease. Now, I've procured his lease along with his renewals, and we're going to go through all that, and I will divulge all that information without doxing anybody, mind you, but I will divulge all that information in the next follow-up. However, we will agree that there is some truth and some not truth in those claims. Now, what isn't complicated is Shawn Hufford's lack of responsibility in his decision-making. It took all of an hour and a half for Team Skeptic and myself to find the buyout clause in Hufford's lease. Whether Hufford had 10 months or 9 weeks left on his lease, he still had the buyout clause, which would have saved him a whole boatload of money. Now, his whole reasoning for asking for the 10 grand was in order to buy out the remaining 10 months of his lease, the remaining 10 months that he claimed were on his lease, and get himself moved to Florida and his ex moved to wherever she was going. I believe it was Georgia. When the fundraiser came up short, Hufford didn't explore his options. He just saw it as a failure, therefore I need to kind of spin plates and figure out what I'm going to do to get from one place to the next. This proved to be negligent at best. I can almost forgive the Grubhub expenditures and the plane tickets to New Jersey to meet up with his future spouse. But the blatant disregard for common sense and the analytical efforts that Shawn Hufford has put into debunking Flat Earth claims is inexcusable. Again, I'm still looking at all the evidence. After finally coming clean, Hufford also made an appearance on a live stream with Red's Rhetoric, where Reds said that he would refund anybody who donated money.
If you are a donor, or if you donated, I should say, in 2019 to Shawn Hufford, and you would like a refund, please get in contact with either me or Sean or Sly, Jared, 82 Productions. Let us know, and what we'll do is we will go ahead and compare screenshots, and then once we confirm that the screenshot is legit, then what we'll do is we will go ahead and push through the refund on that time. If it's something that we can take care of right then and there. If it's something that we can't take care of right then and there, then what we'll do is we'll either pay you back little at a time until you're completely paid off, or we will set up a date where, well, I don't have the money now, but give me a few weeks and I'll have the money then, kind of thing. We'll just have to play it by ear depending on, you know, what exactly transpires.
Reds put a 2-week time frame on these donations or these refunds. So if you have a donation that you want refunded, please reach out to Shawn Hufford, Cy Strickling, or Red's Rhetoric in order to facilitate those refunds. I've reached out to Hufford and Red's Rhetoric in order to get a comment on how this refund process is going. However, they have yet to respond. This won't be the last update to the story, and should you have any evidence in reference to this story, please feel free to email me at theplothole1@gmail.com. Any evidence, I'll take a look at it. And that's our show for the week. I hope you enjoyed the update. As always, I'm Johnny O, and I'll be sure to keep you updated as the plot thickens.